Hello and welcome to Gunning to Old Trafford. You are unfortunately, with Ibi, and fortunately with Shady. So, amazing to be here with you guys again. Shady?
Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. We really appreciate your guys' support. Drop down into our comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment. And Ibrahim, one of your most favorite segments, guys. This is Ibrahim's most favorite segments, and I'm starting to love it because I'm learning so much about Manchester United's legends, Manchester United's current players.
Yep.
Past and present, guys. So don't forget YouTube. We dropped it last week. It was amazing. We had Sir Bobby Charlton, in our past and present. So guys, again, we love your guys' support. Thank you so much for all the feedback. And yeah, Ibrahim, let's rock this.
Let's rock it. So, I'm going to jump straight into it. And I'm going to start off with my past player.
Awesome.
And I deliberately picked this past player because something significant happened for him this week. Still involved in football, and I think it's a massive milestone for him to get his first managerial full-time job. And I'm talking about none other than Michael Carrick.
Oof.
New Middlesbrough coach,
Beautiful.
or manager rather. They don't call coaches.
No, not managers. Now you're a bit fancy managers.
Yeah, exactly. So Carrick at Middlesbrough, and I think he'll do
Brilliant.
well, right?
Brilliant.
So today I want to shine a bit of a spotlight on Michael Carrick, unsung hero at Manchester United. Just give you some history on Michael Carrick. A Geordie boy, born in Newcastle, grew up as a Newcastle fan, and had aspirations to actually play for Newcastle.
Wow.
Peter Beardsley, I think it was one of his idols growing up as a youngster.
Awesome.
So,
Michael Carrick.
He got involved in football at a really young age for his local football club, 5 years old. And then unfortunately couldn't make it at Newcastle. And then, I mentioned I'm going to bring links in about West Ham United. Then joined West Ham United's academy at a really young age, and was part of that famous West Ham United youth
The Frank
team
Lampard.
that won the FA Youth
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah, I
And he
remember
was
them,
part of the team that had the likes of Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, Joe Cole, to name a few. A really amazing player. He got his debut at I think 18 or 19 years old in that youth cup. The next season got thrown straight into West Ham United's first team and made a instant impact. Was a mainstay in the team and played under the likes of Harry Redknapp and stuff. And I think Harry always talks massively about Michael Carrick and the type of player he was. West Ham got relegated. Michael Carrick stayed at West Ham. But obviously, with players of that quality, they're eventually going to have to move out. And we've seen it with Lampard. We've seen it with Jamie Redknapp, I think, also played for them for a bit.
He did,
Harry's son. Joe Cole and Michael Carrick. So Michael Carrick played in the championship for a season, and it wasn't called the championship then, but played there for a season. And then Tottenham came knocking. He joined Tottenham for, I think, £3.8 million at the time as a youngster. But there was some contention going on because the coach at the time for Tottenham didn't want to buy Michael Carrick. And it was actually the owners or the board that went in and bought Carrick. So the coach at the time at Tottenham decided not to even pick Carrick within the first team squad. For the first 8 games of the season, he obviously got the sack because the results weren't great.
Yeah.
And in came Martin Jol. I don't know if you remember Martin Jol. What an amazing...
Martin Jol. But a funny looking guy, man.
Funny looking guy, but a good coach.
Good
Dutchman.
Decent, yes,
Dutchman as well. And gave Carrick his chance at Tottenham. And Carrick shone at, under Martin Jol's managerial stint. He was at Tottenham for, I think, 2 to 3 years. And then, started getting I think Sir Alex slid into his DMs then.
Yeah.
As you youngsters say.
Yeah.
And United stepped him up. Our
Brilliant.
5th most expensive player at the time. United paid £18.6 million for him. The same amount that they paid for Ruud van Nistelrooy. And at the time, the top 5 players that we bought, and I'm not sure if I'm going to remember all 5, but it was Rio Ferdinand, also, from the West Ham Academy, one Seva Veron. And this
Veron, this reminds me of Veron. I don't know why, but
Veron.
yeah.
So one Seva Veron, Wayne Rooney, that young boy, that amazing talent that came out from Liverpool, one of their best graduates, and not Liverpool a club, Liverpool a city. Before you guys jump in and try to correct me, it's not the club, the city. Actually, the club, the stadium that was built for his club, Enfield was built for Everton. Right?
Yeah, guys. If you guys didn't get it,
watch our stadium
tour.
And
There's
you'll
a lot
understand
of
what we're
fun.
saying.
There's a lot of fun, but there's also a lot of admiration.
Yeah, a lot of admiration.
And guys,
and
you
a lot
guys
of
know,
banter.
we love you guys, man. And at this channel, by the fans, for the fans, we love all of you guys, but we love the banter.
Did you see Shade is trying to cover up?
Because it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy here is just in a crazy mood today, and he's going to get me in trouble, but I forgive you, okay? So,
Wayne Rooney, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Michael Carrick.
Oh, amazing.
So,
amazing.
Carrick joined United, and he was actually a replacement for Roy Keane. And automatically you think, but they're not the same type of player. Yes, they're not the same type of player, but United needed someone in the midfield to provide that control. And we talk about the press, players pressing all of the time. Carrick was not a player that pressed against other players. Carrick was a player who pressed space.
Yeah.
His reading of the game was amazing, and he knew in what positions to get to intercept plays, to get into a position to break through the lines and play that pass. And we get so hung up around center defensive midfielders, and United haven't had a really good low line midfielder. Now obviously we've got Casemiro, yeah. but before after Carrick left, he left a big gap in the team, and he really shone for us, and people overlook it, but he was really pivotal in the season, the 2007-2008 season, when we went on to win the double, the Premier League and the Champions League.
Unsung hero.
He played 31 games in the Premier League that season, and his contributions were amazing. So I'm just going to, to do justice to Michael Carrick, I'm just going to give you some of his stats. In total, Michael Carrick made 481 appearances in the Premier League.
Amazing, man.
18,978 passes in his entire career, with an accuracy, with a pass completion rate of 87.9%.
Wow.
87, so 88% pass completion of 18,000 passes.
No, that's amazing.
That tells you
that
the quality that Michael Carrick had. Was never red carded in the Premier League. So a really clean player. 24 goals, 40 assists. I would love his goals to be a little bit higher, but I think he was more deep lying.
He was more
deep lying playmaker that really unlocked the strikers, and Rooney loved playing with him. Robin van Persie, United legend, loved playing with him, and a lot of the strikers, as the years went on. There's just some stats on Michael Carrick.
Awesome, man.
Like I said, he started off at West Ham, did a bit of loan moves at Swindon, then at Birmingham, ended up at Spurs, and then at United, and then eventually retired at Manchester United. He then set, at his retirement, I think he retired in the year 2018.
Brilliant.
July 1, 2018. And then joined United's backroom staff. He was an assistant coach through the Mourinho era.
Was he caretaker coach as well, eh?
Yeah,
for a couple of games?
A few games.
Yeah.
So he was there with Mourinho, he was there with Solskjaer, and he stepped in when Solskjaer got the sack before Rangnick came in, and he did really well. His honours, 5 Premier League titles, really amazing. 1 FA Cup, 2 League Cups, Club World Cup, voted 2013 Manchester United Players Player of the Year. So you can see the admiration that he had from his fellow players. 1 Champions League and 1 Europa League. So a trophy cabinet bigger
Very decorated
than
player.
Tottenham Hotspurs can ever hope to have. So amazing, good move for him for leaving Spurs
Awesome.
and coming to United.
And yeah, wishing him all the best at Middlesbrough.
Wishing him all the best at Middlesbrough. So
brilliant pick, Ibrahim.
I love Michael
Brilliant
Carey,
pick.
a player that always stood out. Him and Fletcher were players that I really loved and got a lot of flack and didn't get the accolades that he should have got, or at least from fans.
Yeah.
And I think England really big disservice by England by not playing Michael Carrick as much as they could. He didn't make the Euro squad for England in 2018, didn't make the 2012 Euro squad, didn't make the 2014 World Cup, made the 2010 World Cup, but was an unused sub all the time. So a really big disservice, and I think he would have been lovely playing behind Lampard and Gerrard in that role. So
I think
a missed opportunity
Wow.
for England. But yeah, that's
Wow,
my
wow,
past player.
wow, amazing.
And I'm going to hand that on to you.
Amazing,
And,
amazing. So I got, I like riddling, and I got one for you.
Okay.
We've been talking a lot about Peter Schmeichel, but a goalkeeper which we don't talk much about, a playing career of over 20 years. You want to guess?
I mean,
Arsenal legend.
when you talk about keepers and you talk
Right.
about Arsenal, there's only
Mr.
one that
Safe
really
Hands.
popped. Yeah, exactly. David Seaman.
David Seaman,
What a
well
player.
done. He
What a
always
player.
gets it right, man. But yeah, David Seaman, guys, what a professional. Started his career in 1981.
He had a bit of
Finished
a moomish in the World Cup when Ronaldinho chipped him from nowhere.
Yeah, he was. You won't believe it.
But I think
remember
that was
so
an
well.
unfortunate one, right?
Brazil were wearing that blue kit, and I'll never forget. Your Auntie Sakina, was a librarian.
Librarian, yeah.
And I'll never forget. She put on the TV for us, and we were hiding away from the principal, and we watched this goal. And at that time, remember, David Seaman, was on top.
It
He
was a
one of the
Friday
best.
morning.
It was a Friday morning. It was just
I'm
before
an England
Juma.
fan, by the way,
No,
for
no,
my
it was
sins.
definitely.
So I was rooting for England, and Ronaldinho really broke my heart that day.
No, you did.
I was in Islamic school at the time. So
Shame, man. Yeah, shame. What else can I tell you? So yeah, David Seaman, Mr.
2002
Safe
World
Hands.
Cup it was, right?
No,
Korea,
1998. Was it
No,
2008?
2002, Korea, Japan.
Did he play in 2002?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Korea,
actually
Japan.
did. You're right. Yeah, but that was his last World Cup. It was at the end. Because remember, David Seaman, something for you guys who don't know, when he left Arsenal in 2004, he went to Man City for a season.
Yeah.
And he played about 19 matches. But okay, anyway, we're going to get there, guys. So, Mr. Safe Hands, he's got 75 caps for England. A lot of people are obviously very confused. He could have been the all-time great of England, but they always say he's the second great because of Peter Shilton.
Yeah.
Right, so Peter Shilton. So he was always, compared to Peter Shilton, but never really reached that
pedestal.
that pedestal, right? So he's honest. 3 league championships. He's got 4 FA Cups. He's won the League Cup in 1993. And like I said before, guys, he joined QPR in 1981. He joined Arsenal in 1990 until 2004. So over 20 years. A well-rounded keeper. Agility, decent agility.
And what I loved at that time, and that was at the peak of United and Arsenal's rivalry, right?
Oh, it was.
And we had Peter Schmeichel in our box, and you guys had David Seaman there. And these two keepers were phenomenal, man.
Oh, and their leadership
They
qualities
led
were
from
amazing.
the back, and they were match winners. One thing
Totally.
that comes out for me when you talk about Seaman was that save that he pulled off the line. I don't know who it was against, but the striker had no. It was more difficult to miss that, and Seaman had no right to save it. And he just stuck out that huge hand and stopped the ball from
What
going.
David
Amazing.
Seaman had as being such a huge keeper was his agility and his quick response to everything. He was a commander in the box. And remember, he was leading a Sol Campbell at the end, a Tony Adams, a Martin Keown. These were big Steve Bold. These were big defenders.
personalities also.
Very, very, very big. So that is my past player.
Brilliant.
Decorated David Seaman. Where do you hear a player playing professional football for over 22 years?
Brilliant.
So one of the players I had to bring in, David Seaman, my legendary keeper. That's all I honestly really remembered.
And look David Seaman up now. Breaks my head. Short hair.
Yeah, he's totally different.
Moustache is off.
He's changed.
You wouldn't recognize him.
It's like Mr. Arsenal Tony Adams doing the ballet.
Exactly.
These guys are crazy.
Amazing.
But you know what? big, man. These are giants, you know, in the
And an
in the England
absolute
game.
tank of a man, man.
No,
He's
I mean he
huge.
was huge. I mean, and you guys need to understand that his distribution, I mean, was so good as well. At that, I mean, like you said, you had Schmeichel on the one side, you had David Seaman on the one side, and I mean, when they give you a ball, it's on your foot.
You know, we said it the last time about Schmeichel, but I think Schmeichel and Seaman really were before their time.
No, definitely.
They were keepers that paved the way for the current crop of your, you know, Ellison, Neuer, Edison.
Yeah.
You know, these type of keepers that comfort to be able to, you know, be more controlling of their box, distribution. These two keepers were doing it back in the day when it wasn't fashionable. And they set the scene for these type of keepers.
Definitely.
So.
And do you know, when Arsene Wenger took over from Steve Bowl, David Seaman never missed a match for almost 5 years. I mean, over 450 appearances for Arsenal. Over 800 appearances in his whole career.
But he also had a front seat of Ryan Giggs' chest, you know?
Yeah, no, he did. But you had to bring it up. Well done, Ibrahim. Thank you so much. But guys, David Seaman, a total legend. Arsenal's number one.
Love him.
Arsenal's number one. Seaman, yeah. And yeah, man, I mean, we can go on and go on.
So I started off with my past players. So I'm going to let you go into your present. So you can easily shift from... transition from your past player into your present. And I know you like to do it in...
I like to just...
In doubles.
In
so
doubles.
let's see what's...
What do you... Okay. Fans, I'm giving you guys a little bit... Okay, so I'm sure you guys know. I like comparing a past player to a present player. None other than Aaron Ramsdale.
Brilliant.
Aaron Ramsdale. Guys, Aaron Ramsdale...
Was a bit of a laughing stock for Arsenal.
A 30
when they
million,
bought him from Bournemouth. Right? Relegated Bournemouth.
Listen. This is what happened. And again, like we did our homework about the Everton and the Enfield thing, this is what happened. Aaron Ramsdale, in 2016, started his career in Sheffield. He then went to Bournemouth for about 3 million. Right? Bournemouth then sent him out on loan to Chesterfield and AFC Wimbledon. Thereafter, went back to Bournemouth for a season. Went back again to Sheffield United. And Sheffield United paid 8 million for this guy.
Brilliant.
But then sold him back to
Bournemouth.
No, to Arsenal.
Oh, you guys bought him from Sheffield?
We bought him from Sheffield. He came back. A lot of people don't know that, but remember from Bournemouth, he went back to Sheffield because his career was not really going the way he needed to go. But also something we need to understand about Aaron Ramsdale. Very, very, in the start of his career, very underrated. But has kept and has represented England from under 18 level right up until the top.
Brilliant.
And is most definitely going to be the number one in the World Cup for England.
He has to be, right?
Right? I think his performance is unbelievable. So, yeah, guys, dominant in the box, really good with the crosses, as we said with our...
And also
our
big guy, right?
Big.
The TV confuses you, but these guys are huge, man.
You know, guys, we gave him, if you guys just go back to our player ratings against Arsenal and Southampton, he's got the highest for Arsenal because of that Ward-Prowse. I mean, the way he was really getting to those corners and also those free kicks into the box. So, guys, really, 24 years old. When he came to Arsenal, well, two seasons ago, people were laughing. How can you pay 30 million for a goalkeeper? But really, Aus Leno out. I mean, and Burn Leno was a world-class goalkeeper. So, a really, really, really good goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale, again, I feel going to be a club legend just like David Seaman.
And I think, the keeper, they can play for years, right? So he's probably got another 14 years under his belt. And if he stays at Arsenal, could rack up, potentially one of your most number of games played.
And let's not forget, Mikel Arteta trusts him so well. Modern goalkeeper, good on his feet.
And a happy guy.
Transport, happy all the time and passionate.
Yeah.
Now also, and as I was reading, and something which is really good, and what Arteta and Edu wants to instill in the team is a lot of loyalty. So if you go back and you understand Aaron Ramsdale's small little career, his heart always belonged to Sheffield.
Yeah.
And him coming to Arsenal, he's really embodied the passion and the pride and what the Arsenal is all about. So 100%. that is my present player. Watch him in the World Cup, brilliant goalkeeper. I don't know. I don't think there's anybody better at the moment in England. And Aaron Ramsdale racking up those clean sheets. Not doing so well now because of Saliba Pez's little mistake, Gabriel's mistake.
No, but I don't think it's a flaw on his side.
It's not at all. I mean, the goals that he's conceded were just goals that, unstoppable goals. So, Aaron Ramsdale, love you so much. Thank you for being our number one. And yeah, that's my present. we're gonna go to your present, and I'm sure it's gonna be a cracker again.
And I think it's a nice transition here. So we go from a goal stopper to a goal scorer for my present player. And I'm going to play you a clip, and then I'll explain to you who
He's
my
been
player
singing
is.
this the whole evening, guys. So enjoy.
So I'm not going to sing right now. I'm just...
What a debut! Anthony Martial scores for Manchester
What is
United
him?
on his debut against Liverpool at the Stratford End. The stuff that dreams are made of. Oh, but what a goal, Stuart!
The stuff that dreams are made of.
Martial.
And you know, I think it's only right, and I hope you join me on this. But
I'm
you
gonna
know,
join you.
It
gonna
goes
join
a
you.
little bit like this. You know,
Okay, I'm a pen.
oh, is that your
Is
mic?
that
I don't know.
that's my mic. That's my mic.
Is that your mic?
Are we gonna do a karaoke and sing along?
We have to.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Guys, if you don't know, while Ibrahim is getting our small karaoke, we have Farid Chotia in the house.
So he's loving this.
He's loving it. And please, guys, don't forget, we drop tonight at 7 o'clock. Farid Chotia's top 11 Liverpool. You guys gonna enjoy it, guys.
A real blast from the past.
I was looking at him and I was so fascinated. What a video, please, for all you youngsters. I mean, brilliant players, absolutely brilliant.
Are you ready?
Are we
bro?
ready?
Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go. 3,
One.
2, 1.
Came from
France,
France.
English press said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain. Tony Marshall scores again. Well, that was good, guys. Right now was singing, guys.
Right now was
Wow, it
singing,
was
guys.
amazing. Wow, wow.
None
wow.
other than Anthony Martial.
Awesome,
You know,
awesome stuff.
you know, there was a Ballon d'Or clause put into his signing on fee
Martial?
when he joined United from Monaco.
You mean
He
that
came
was...
from Monaco, right?
Yeah.
He played with Berbatov.
Tamita.
You know when Berbatov knocked you guys out of the Champions League?
Yes, we always get knocked out.
Martial was with him in that squad.
Monaco.
A real youngster.
Monaco, yeah.
But really grew into the team. So
Awesome.
came from France, like we
Mbappe
heard.
also came from Monaco, eh?
Yeah, he came from
Oh,
Monaco.
brilliant, man.
So Tony Marshall came from France. English press said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain, but Marshall scores again. And he's consistently been doing that. So, you know, sign for with add-ons. And I hate when they do this. You know, whenever United buy a player, they had every add-on possible when they talk about the fee. And this Ballon d'Or clause was, you know, an additional 10 million. They took it up to like 50 million pounds for Martial.
Stating that he's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
If he wins the Ballon d'Or
Yeah.
at any point in his career, and if he's at Manchester United, they need to pay Monaco an extra 10 million pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's part of
Wow,
because he's a star boy, right? Like we talk of Infana Footy,
Hey, but
we talk about Rashford.
Yeah, okay.
Martial was a player that had so much potential. And even Thierry Henry loves him, and they talk
No,
about...
he's part of the Vava Voom. Do you know when he came to Manchester United, they were actually comparing to the Vava,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
the real Vava Voom.
And that clip that we played before the song was his debut, right? When he came, you know, Louis van Gaal is the guy that brought him in. And he came on against Liverpool on his debut and really, you know, he spun Skirtle onto his backside. You know?
Liverpool again.
Liverpool
hey,
again.
guys, Ibrahim. But I love it. I love it.
And ever since then, you know, it's been really good. He's had a bit of a up and down time at United. You know, was really playing well under Van Gaal. Mourinho came in.
But a little bit stagnated a bit.
When Mourinho came in, Mourinho took away his shirt number. So Martial started growing a brand called AM9, I think it was.
Okay.
Because of the number he was wearing. Took away the number 9 jersey from him and I think gave it to... It was either Zlatan or Lukaku. I can't remember. who.
Lukaku.
But he took the shirt away from him.
No,
I think it was Zlatan.
Zlatan.
They gave
Number
it to
9,
Zlatan. And they gave him number 11. Right, so he was a bit upset, and he didn't really hit his heights under Mourinho.
Almost moved, eh?
A few times.
A few times.
Under Mourinho, it looked like he was destined to move, but he outlived Mourinho at United. Solskjaer came in, and he had one of his best seasons in a United shirt. That season, it was Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. The top 3 up front, and I think they outscored or came close. No, not outscored, but they got really close to Liverpool's front 3 of Mane, Firmino, and Salah. And I think they like 1 or 2 goals between the 3 of. So he looked like he was going to kick on, again. And then injuries. Injuries just blighted his career, stagnated under Solskjaer. Ragnick came in, didn't really like what he saw in Martial, sent him out on loan to Sevilla.
Yes.
Didn't have a really good loan spell at Sevilla. And the writing was on the wall for Martial, you know. And it looked like when Ten Hag came in, his time at United was over. But then obviously the issues with Ronaldo at pre-season and, you know, United, the Glazers again, not willing to back the coach in the market, not funding him with the right strikers. So he kept Martial and he kept confidence in Martial. And Martial has had an amazing pre-season
very good.
and a brilliant start
Very
to the
good.
season for United, you know. Again, injuries are impacting him. He's missed, I think, the last 5 or 6 games for United. And I hope that, you know, he gets over that. He famously said that the reason he's injured so much is because Manchester United played him under Solskjaer even when he was injured. And now
Okay,
that
so
now
it's-
affected
it's
him. So
impacted
there's now,
his-
like, you know, long muscle issues.
Long
and all of that.
periodization and stuff, yeah.
So hopefully he gets it sorted out, because I still believe a fit Martial, a hungry Martial,
He's awesome, man.
would be an amazing player and could live up to that dream of becoming a Ballon d'Or winner if he gets his attitude right and if he... And
Do you
if-
guys really think so?
And if he sorts his injuries out. No, I honestly think he's got the talent, but there's certain factors that are holding him
Luca,
back.
if you guys don't know, we have a few abbreviations. We've got Mfana Futi, which is Bakayo Saka, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
For all you guys that are peeping but not subscribing, we're upset with you guys, but we forgive you. Mfana Futi. And all our French players are the Vavavoums. But the
Vavavoums.
original Vavavoom is... And Eric
Eric
Cantona.
Cantona, the
So,
king.
I agree with you, Ibrahim. But I just think Martial
every time
is
you
the
talk about-
Vava, but not the Voom.
Every time you
You know
talk
what I mean?
about Eric Cantona,
Oh,
I
yeah,
just-
oh, yes,
I have
yes,
the
yes,
urge
yes.
to pick up a column.
Okay.
I have an urge
My
to pick
column
up
is
a
also
column,
up
sorry.
today.
Just because you said Cantona, I have to pick up the column.
The
you know.
Vava Boom.
Yeah,
The Vava.
100%.
And guys, please don't forget again, when Ibrahim does this here, he really means it. If you guys go back, I think about 3-4 weeks,
Yeah.
we did the past and present, and Eric Cantona
Cantona.
was there. The Vava Boom was there. I think we did, but we didn't do Thierry Henry yet.
No, we haven't.
Right, so
I think I'll represent
look
Thierry
for
Henry.
that. Guys, if you guys don't know, and again we said it in our program, this was the number 14 and took so much of inspiration from Thierry Henry. Even used to bang those goals in like Thierry Henry. So yeah, I mean, what a segment. We have Manchester United. We've got our present player Martial.
Martial and Carrick.
Martial. Our present player for Arsenal was Aaron Ramsdale.
Aaron Ramsdale.
Carrick for Manchester United passed, and David Seaman. Another fantastic segment. Please get into those comments. If you missed anything, drop your guys' comments. And yeah, like we say always, by the fans,
For the fans.
fans.
And with that,
Yeah.
I'm not going to complicate it too much. We
Yeah.
are Gunning to Old Trafford.
Thank you guys.